We're back live. Welcome to Nick White Classics. It's time to clean some retro gaming gear. Today we have the Atari 2600 paddles. Hello, Brett. Hello, Joshua. Welcome to Nick White Classics. Shouts out to the classic crew. So you see these old Atari 2600 paddles. These are for games like Pong and Breakout and all those classic games. But the ones that I have, and a lot of these old controllers, they have this crazy jitter and float that make them unusable. So I have two sets that none of these controllers work properly. So I wanted to take them apart today and clean them out. The cool thing about these two is it's one plug for two controllers. So you can actually play 4 players on a lot of these games. So like in the late 70s, to be able to play 4-player games is pretty awesome. So I'm going to set one pair aside, just focus in on this pair to begin with. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the channel, we do a handful of live shows. So we go live 5 to 7 days a week. And I also produce content as well. So we produce original content surrounding retro games, classic commercials and collectibles, throwback videos, and yeah, all the good shit. So we're into VCR tapes and retro gaming and analog content. So if you're into nostalgia, or if you know into that stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stick around. We're going to clean out these old Atari 2600 paddles, and hopefully they're going to start responding, because if so, and I feel good about this, you know, I did some research and it looks pretty straight up. If so, we're going to play the 20 or so Atari 2600 paddle games that I have on live stream very soon. So yeah, here's hoping that these work so we can play more games. I'm all about trying to play through. I have 3 small boxes of Atari 2600 games, including these paddle games that I haven't played yet. I've played over 80 Atari 2600 games on stream, and having a lot of fun doing it. In fact, this Friday we're going live, Friday night at 8 p.m. I have a guest coming over, and we're going to be playing a handful of 2-player games that we have picked out. And then on top of that, I have a list of 3 possible 1-player games in the post section of the YouTube channel. There's a poll up. So go ahead and cast your vote. Let me know which Atari 2600 game I should play next. So, okay, let's pop these suckers open and go for it. Brett said, what are those cards? What are we looking at, man? So the other thing that we do on this channel is classic collectibles, right? So all these cards are from various different episodes of Cracking Packs, right? Cracking Packs is where we pop open old school throwback card packs for the first time ever, and we do it live on stream and chat about it as we go. So I usually, when I crack an old pack, I usually have 2 piles, one for keepers and one for commons that I'm not going to keep around. So these are all the keepers that I've collected since I started this series of streams. Just as a heads up, I recently picked up a handful, I think 10 or 12 packs of classic cards, and I don't want to give it away exactly what they are, but man, I can't wait to crack them open. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we got the screws out of the paddle. Now we're going to take it open here, and you see it's very simple, right? I'm going to hold this up to the camera. You can see the insides of the paddle here. We have one button here that just slides in, and that presses here. And then we have, attached to the spinner here, we have a potentiometer, right? And all you have to do is get some electric cleaner, spray that inside the potentiometer. This is just electric cleaner, so you get that sprayed in there, and then you just turn it back and forth a lot, and that should move it around. And this is going to dry really quickly, so it's not going to cause any damage or It's not going to cause any corrosion on the electrical elements or that kind of thing. I said you should stop by the OVW chat sometime. Yeah, I'm all about OVW, man. I'm in Ohio, so let's go. I'm located in Columbus, so I'm all for OVW. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, not only am I into retro games, I'm also big into pro wrestling. So if you're into retro games or pro wrestling, definitely hit me with a sub, hit me with a thumbs up. We're going to pour some isopropyl alcohol here, 91%, so that it's fast drying. We're going to clean any corrosion, buildup, or dirt that we see inside of this controller while we have it open. So let's go ahead and do that. Just dip a Q-tip in the isopropyl. Give it a quick wipe. Speaking of wrestling, anybody watch Dynamite last night? Kenny Omega had a banger to open the show. Let's see. Swerve Strickland and El Idolo. Andrade El Idolo had a match. And El Idolo came out on top. So that's awesome to see him get some wins under his belt. Yeah, man. Everybody in the chat is considered part of the Classic crew. Whether this is your first time here or you're a regular viewer, I appreciate you. I do these live streams for y'all, so I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for tuning in. You could be anywhere in the world right now, and you choose to be here with me, so I really, truly appreciate it. All right, so that's clean. Now we're just going to put the screws back on, and that's all there is to it, man. Just spray a little electric contact cleaner in there, and yeah, get some motion on your paddle there, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And hopefully, with any luck, that's going to clean it out enough to remove some of that jitter and stop some of that float from happening. And trust me, man, I got enough paddle games to do an entire week of live streams, at least probably a couple weeks straight. But definitely, I've been into these themed weeks lately where I'm doing live streams every night at 8 p.m. Eastern with different themes each week. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. We did Mega Man last week, and this week we're doing different classic cleanings. So we did some classic game cleanings. Yesterday we cleaned some Sega Genesis games and some Atari 2600 games. Actually, Monday through Wednesday we did that this week. Today we're doing these Atari 2600 paddles. And then tomorrow we're going live and playing some two-player Atari 2600 games. Yeah, I hope everyone's day was great today, man. It's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, which is basically the annex to the weekend. So, yeah, hope everyone is ready for the weekend. I know I am. So we got the button there. You have the potentiometer there. We're going to just start by spraying some QD electronic cleaner. This is safe for sensitive electronics. So this is just some contact cleaner that we're going to spray into the potentiometer and move that disc around just to spread it. And then I'll hit it with some isopropyl just to make sure it's cleaned. Spin that around, get it all over the place. Yeah, I stopped watching AEW for a long period there as well. My buddies that are on the podcast with me. By the way, if you're not familiar, we do a podcast called Throwback Fantasy Booking. Subscribe to the channel and definitely check that out. I think this coming Tuesday we're going to do card number 7 where we fantasy book throwback wrestling content. So I can't wait for that. But a couple of those guys from the podcast, big AEW fans, so I've been checking out some episodes with those dudes. But this Saturday is going to be the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, that should be good. I'm looking forward to that. In fact, to celebrate the Royal Rumble on Saturday, I'm going to play the Royal Rumble game for the Sega Genesis on Saturday morning. We're going to call it Suplex Saturday. And we're going to play We're going to play the game from 1993. Making some chicken salad. Yeah, go for it, man. Okay, so that is clean, and that is all there is to it. And I'm going to clean the other two controllers that I have as well. I actually have a total of 3 sets. But the one set has, it sounds like there's something loose inside of it. So I think there's going to be a little bit more to that besides just cleaning it. So I'm going to save that for another day. But today I'm going to clean this set and one other set before moving on with my evening. So yeah, the reason that I go live on this channel, I release content daily at 5 p.m. Eastern. And so, you know, depending on the day, it could be content that I produce, or it could be, you know, previous live streams that I've done just now, publishing for the first time on playback, or, you know, it could be like classic content that I capture because I love to hunt down old school VHS tapes and then capture that content. And if sometimes I'll find some cool commercials and that kind of stuff. And when I do, I like to capture and release that on my channel as well. So yeah, all kinds of classic content coming out at 5 p.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. And then 5 to 7 days a week, I like to go live and stream different things. This week is all about cleaning. And next week, I got a theme that I'm excited to announce. But I'm going to hold off for a few days before I make that announcement. But yeah, definitely next week, we got another theme going. And we're definitely going to be streaming every night at 8 Eastern. There's a couple reasons that I do that. And that is, there's a couple reasons that I go live in addition to releasing content. And that's just so that I can chop it up with y'all. I like to kick it with the classic crew. Talk to the people that are out there and interested in the content that I'm producing, interested in retro gaming, pro wrestling, comic books, collectibles, cards, and yeah, just cool stuff. For me, it's all about community. I'm trying to build a channel that allows me to build a community and to share ideas and to share content and interests and chat it up with y'all. So like I said, man, everybody who's in the chat, I consider part of my classic crew. So much appreciated. Let's see. I remember Cody making the save. Yeah, but Cody, that was a while back, right? Because Cody's been in WWE for 2 or 3 years now. Probably 3 years, I guess. Coming up on 3 years. So yeah, that was definitely a little while back. The problem with AEW, in my opinion, is sometimes they don't like sell moves enough. I feel like someone will hit a huge power move and then the opponent will pop right up. And it just makes it feel like hard to believe. Right? And I think it's hard enough to believe, so don't give me a reason to believe it even less. But I don't know, man. Too much Japanese influence. That's an opinion. Yeah. I think the wrestlers that they have from Japan in WWE are really pretty good. Like the Kabuki Warriors is that female tag team. Man, those girls are awesome. I love the work that they do. Let's see who else. Honestly, there's only a couple others. Am I wrong? Oh, what am I talking about? I was thinking WWE. You're right. There are a handful. Yeah, right. I'm just not familiar with a lot of the New Japan wrestlers, so it's tough for me when sometimes AEW will present some New Japan wrestlers that everybody is supposed to know who they are, but I'm not sure who the hell they are. I've never seen them on TV before, so it's hard for me to follow along or to root for anybody. I think also if you hit somebody with your finisher twice and then they still kick out, it makes you look weak. And I think that happens often in AEW. But I'll have to say that El Idolo versus Swerve Strickland was a banger yesterday on AEW. That was a great match. Definitely check that out. All right, then we'll do this one. These things are super straightforward. Just 2 screws and a couple wires inside with a potentiometer. And so all we're doing is just cleaning off the electronic contacts there. Then I'm going to let this dry overnight and try them out tomorrow. Hopefully they work. By the way, and I know I've mentioned this on previous streams, but tomorrow when we do our 2-player live stream, my buddy Phil is going to bring his wireless Atari 2600 controller. So we're going to check that out. I can't wait to demo that, man. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time. We got 3 or 4 Atari 2600 games we have, so we're going to do a long play. Those usually go anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. We usually play through each of the games, in all the different modes that we can. We just chop it up a little bit and give our honest opinions. We always go in blind without doing any research on the game, really. Just kind of plug it in and play, just like we did in the 80s. It's just like figure it out as you go. So yeah, looking forward to it. And this is actually episode 49 tomorrow. So coming up on 50 episodes of Retro Replay. Crazy. Some episodes were singular games. Those are short plays. And then some episodes we play multiple games. Those are long plays. And yeah. So I think I've played over 80 Atari 2600 games on stream. And yeah, looking forward to playing more. The old Southern territories. Love it. I was a huge WCW fan growing up, during the Attitude era. Ugh. I was a huge fan of Goldberg and Sting and NWO, The Outsiders, Hall and Nash. Big fan of, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and Raven and the Flock. Billy Kidman. Even Macho Man as a superstar. And I love wrestling because of the spectacle of it all. And I think it's funny how annoyed people get by wrestling. I enjoy it. All right, so there you have it. This is our 4th and final paddle that we're going to be cleaning tonight. I'm going to let these dry overnight. I don't want to plug them in and give it any power while it's still like a little moist. So with any moisture in there at all, I don't want to give it any power. They feel smoother. We're going to see if they read smoother or they communicate to the game like a little bit smoother than they did before. With any luck, that takes care of the jitter and the jumping and the floating that we were getting. And I know some people say that you can, take these apart further and clean it out with a toothbrush. That's fine. If this doesn't work, maybe I'll do that. But I wanted to just, I wanted to try something easy at first. I picked up this electric contact cleaner, so I figured why not try the easy way first. And if this doesn't work, then we'll we'll look at busting out an old toothbrush. But yeah, man, these paddle stickers are still in good shape. These are sweet, man. I looked out by finding some old paddles that are still in good shape. Yeah, so there you have it. We've cleaned 4 Atari 2600 controllers. We've brought them back to life. And hopefully we'll be able to play them on live stream very, very soon. So yeah, Thanks so much for tuning in. Brett, great to chat wrestling with you. Tune in Saturday morning for Suplex Saturday. And don't miss Retro Replay tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy your Thursday night. And until next time, keep supporting the classics. We'll see you tomorrow.